Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're going to be discussing the K-1 Fiancé visa, specifically from the context of those who have filed for a K-1 before and either obtained said K-1 and not used it, or they've obtained said K-1 and never married the fiancé, or they did obtain the K-1, got married, and subsequently were divorced, or their wife or husband passed away, significant other passed away, and they're now seeking a new visa benefit for an overseas fiancé. Are there any restrictions on the number of K-1s that could be filed? To just do a quick little history recollection here, there was a time when there was essentially no ceiling on the number of K-1 fiancé visas that an American citizen could petition for. That changed specifically with the provisions of the International Marriage Broker Regulation Act, or IMBRA. Under the regulations, they basically stipulated there's a framework for assessing whether or not a multiple filer for a K-1 fiancé visa, or in certain circumstances a K-3, although that doesn't really apply like it once did. But the K category, where you had a multiple filer issue, there's a certain framework of analyzing whether or not a waiver is required. And if a waiver is required, then you're going to have to go ahead and explain, the set of circumstances and go ahead and request waiver of the law. But there are certain circumstances where timing may essentially extinguish the need for the waiver. So if one filed for a K-1 fiancé visa 12 years ago and, circumstances intervened and they're now seeking another K-1 visa for a different fiancé, I suspect that's not going to be a big issue with respect to a multiple filing waiver. That being said, a K-1 visa that was initially sought 3 years ago, and then another K-1's being sought, 3 years later, that may, depending on the circumstances of the case, that may require a waiver. So the thing to take away from this video is probably a good idea if multiple filing is an issue within one's given case, go ahead and contact a legal professional in order to get a better idea of how it's going to impact the case and if a waiver is going to be necessary.